There's one dua that I want you to say so frequently after this khutbah, and I'm just going to say it from the very beginning, inshaAllah ta'ala, that it becomes a regular part of your dhikr. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for us, and He is the best disposer of our affairs. The slander of Aisha radiallahu anha. She leaned on two statements of prophets that came before. She leaned on the statement of Yaqub alayhi salam, Nama ashku bathi wa huzni ilallah. I complain of my grief and my sadness only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she leaned on Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakeel. She was saying, as she looked around and she saw, Ya Allah, I have no one here supporting me. She looked up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instinctively and said, Allah is enough for me. And He is the best disposer of my affairs in that moment of desperation. Imagine Ibrahim alayhi salam in front of the largest fire that anyone has ever seen, about to be catapulted into it, stripped of his clothes and his dignity and support. No one around him, everywhere he looks around, like Ta'if, which was the hardest day of the Prophet's life. Any direction he looks in, all he sees is jeering and mockery and people egging on those that are going to throw him into the fire. He has no one, subhanAllah. I mean, that is trauma. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma says, the last words of Ibrahim alayhi salam as he was mid-air going into the fire, Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for me and He's the best disposer of my affairs. As far as Ibrahim alayhi salam is concerned, this might be his last words, period. This might be the last phrase that he ever gets to say. The Prophet ﷺ and the companions said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. This is what they have been taught to say. Allah is enough for us and He is the best disposer of our affairs. After Uhud, when they're still bleeding, when they're burying the largest amount of mass casualties in the community that they have seen, and the hypocrites are loving this. They want to see a crack in the confidence of the Muslims. They want to see the Prophet ﷺ express a moment of confusion, a lack of clarity, a lack of purpose. They want to see him crumble, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They want to see the companions crumble. Their faith in Allah was only increased. As much as they were told to fear people, they increased in their fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As much as they were told to give up because the people were going to overwhelm them, the more that their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grew. Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala actually had a ring in which he had Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel inscribed on it. The scholars mention here that Allah is not someone you resort to only when no one else is there for you. Allah is someone that you resort to even when everyone else is there for you. And so my only reminder to you in this khutbah is to recognize the power of this dua and to say it both in your moments of personal distress as well as your moments of community distress, especially when you can't see the way out.